Well, hello and welcome to a new video. Today I'm going to give you my review and my final thoughts on the BH Remix Dance 90s palette. I received this on Monday, if I'm correct. I have used it a bunch of times. I did several different looks with it. I'll try to insert some pictures or footage or whatever so here somewhere. So yeah, I've had the time to really try it. I haven't tried all the colors yet, but I think I have a pretty good understanding of this palette and how to make it work. My initial plan was to do a review the reviews kind of a video like we did last time with the ultraviolet palette from Naked. So I wanted to try and find some reviews online on blogs and things like that, and so that we could read them together and see if I agree or not with those reviews. But I couldn't really find any, not in written at least. There were a few videos here on YouTube about the palette, but I mean, showing you a video during my video, that would have been a bit complicated. I did watch them. I watched like, what, 2 or 3 videos, just, you know, to see what people were thinking and also to get some inspiration for looks and to see how people were using this palette. So let's just get started. Okay, so this palette I have shown you before is very bright and colorful, but some of the shades definitely have a pastel look to them. There's also a row here of neutral shades, which is, I feel like it's necessary in every palette, even with such colors. You still need a couple of neutrals just to make sure that you can really create a whole look. So the color story I have mentioned before, I love. I really, really, really love it. And that's also the general feeling I got from the people reviewing this palette on YouTube, is that people who were using it and reviewing it said that indeed the color story was beautiful. This matte pastels, those shimmers, the neutrals, like I said, it's always useful to have a bunch of neutrals in a palette. So yeah, everyone pretty much loved it. This is not a color story that would usually attract me. I love makeup. I love to play with colors, obviously. But when it comes to eyeshadow palettes, I feel like very like bright in your face colors like these just usually don't really speak to me, you know? This, however, I think it's probably because it's more pastel. This really, really caught my eye. Still, it was a bit of a risk for me because we'll talk about it later, but I had never tried anything from BH Cosmetics and I hadn't heard anything about this palette. I didn't know what the quality was going to be like. I really went in blindly and I'm definitely not mad about it. So yeah, when it comes to the color story, like I was saying, I really love it. I think it's very smart to have, you know, within each shade a matte and a shimmery shade, and then like I said, those neutrals. So yeah, color wise, job well done. Now when it comes to the brand, like I have just said, I knew about BH Cosmetics. I've heard about them sometimes, but I had never tried anything from them. From what I understood, I did think that they had quite a good quality of eyeshadows. So I watched a couple of other reviews here on YouTube, and people seem to say that indeed BH Cosmetics is known for their very good quality eyeshadows. I think what I heard the most was that they had good pigmentation, that the mattes are easy to blend. Someone said that apparently the shimmer shades are not of the same quality as other shimmer shades from BH. I couldn't tell you that. I thought they were nice. And there's also someone who mentioned the fact that BH Cosmetics is actually not talked about enough. And I agree. I'm surprised that I had to dig so much to find reviews of this palette because it's really great. It really, really is great. And I feel like the color story is interesting. It's right on point with the trend right now. And it's actually recent. I think it was released in May. So yeah, I don't understand why I haven't seen any bigger influencer talk about this. Maybe I wasn't looking enough. I don't know. So let's talk about the looks that I created with this palette. The first one, I used the neutral mattes in the palette, and also I'm blue. I believe I also used La Vida Loca on top of the blue to make it a bit more turquoise. It was a good look. It was definitely something I enjoyed. It was a first try, of first impressions, of first discovery of the palette. I did film it. I did notice though there was some fallout. I mean, it's something that's almost normal, especially when you use shimmer shades. I mean, getting fallout is really not something that's a problem for me. As long as I know it beforehand, you know, like I like to know what I'm getting myself into. So that was completely my mistake. That day I should have done my eyes first, since it was the first time I was trying this palette. And definitely when you get some fallout, it sticks to your face. Like, it's difficult to remove afterwards. But I mean, that's a good sign. It means that, you know, the shimmer shades do stick to your eyes as well. I then did something, I think I filmed a IGTV. That day I wanted to try a bit of every color. I wanted to see if they could be mixed together. I wanted to see if I could use them in a more precise way. And so I did some kind of a graphic thing with an ombre of, I believe, Genie, Hit Me Baby, Can't Touch, and I think that's it. I don't remember exactly. And then I used the shimmery shades on my lash line. It's not a super wow look because I only used very little eyeshadow, and those are pastels, so they're not gonna be, they are bright but not that bright. I did like it. However, I did like it. I enjoyed the experience of applying them, and I thought it was nice, but I didn't work that much with the shadows. Then the next day, I didn't film anything for that look, but I think I took some pictures, so I will, you know, put some here. I stayed within the neutral side of the palette, and so I think I simply put Jiggy in my crease and above, and then No Scrubs in the outer corner, and then Be My Lover, which is a champagne glittery shade, all over my lid. It took me like 5 minutes. It was super easy, super simple, and yes, the shadows blended nicely. It was nice. And then today, I did go a little bit more crazy. I really wanted to experiment more with the palette and do a look that was a bit more out there, because those colors are just so beautiful. They need to be seen. So this is what I came up with. I used Can't Touch here over my crease and a bit on my lid. I then blended it. I also blended that shade with Hit Me Baby, just over there. And then I did a bit of a cut crease, which it's not my forte, but still, I did a cut crease. And on this part, I used Creep, which is gorgeous, and more on the inside I used Too Sexy, and then Show Me Love I put just a little bit in the middle to make sure that transition was nice and smooth. And on the lower lash line I put Hit Me Baby again, I think. Yeah, I think that's it. So yeah, I basically used these 4 shades. I would love to create the same kind of a look but with these 4 right here. I haven't tried that pink yet, and there's a reason for that. It's a pressed pigment, so some of these shadows are pressed pigments. When you use such a bright pink like that, which is a pressed pigment, it can stain your lids a little bit, which, I mean, it's not gonna stay forever, you know, it's just gonna stay for a couple of days and then that's it. But I have things to do this weekend, and I was like, you know what, I'm not willing to try that pink pressed pigment just now, because if it stains my lid for this weekend, I'm gonna be pissed. So I haven't tried this yet. I'm looking forward to, though, and I already have an idea for an outfit to go with it, so definitely coming to you next week. But yeah, I honestly, all the colors I tried, I like. If I really have to find an issue with the colors, here's what I would say. You see how Genie and I'm Blue are pretty similar, right? But then you take Hit Me Baby and Creep. They're not the same shade. You know, they're a little bit more different from each other than the blues, the orange, the pink, and the green. You know what I mean? You can see definitely there's a difference here. This one is a bit more lilac, I would say, and this more lavender. This is actually a little bit blue. I mean, that's really the only thing I would have to say, and it's really just to be picky about it, because to be honest, I love this color and I love this color as well. I'm not saying I wish those colors were different. I'm just saying, just so you know, compared to the other ones, these are a little bit more different. That's all. Now, when it comes to the eyeshadow formula, the mattes are pigmented. I think you can see it. I mean, it's there. You can definitely see that shadow. They still blend well, though. They also blend well with each other. So when you use a color to kind of blend out another one, like I did today, it works fine. It does blend, but you don't lose too much of the pigment either. You know what I mean? It's honestly, it's an amazing quality. I really, really appreciated working with this. The shimmery shades, like I said, a bit of fallout, so just make sure to do your eyes first if you want to do something a little bit more out there. The shimmer shades are really, really pretty. Same thing, they blend well with each other. You can definitely use two of them together. So what I did the first day, I'm going to show you again, is that I used I'm Blue, and on top of it, I put some of La Vida Loca, just to have something that was a little less blue without being too green, and they work well together. So you have actually more options than what you think. So yeah, really, really amazing quality with the mattes and with the shimmer. Now for application, the advice I would give you is to use a base. So at first I used my Primer Potion from Urban Decay. This is a clear base, and I think you would be better off with an opaque base like P. Louise, ABH, I believe they have bases like this, or go with a very light concealer. That's what I did because I don't have a P. Louise base. I use my Huda Beauty concealer. This is the shade Marshmallow. This is just, I cannot use this as a concealer. It's way too light and it's thick as hell. Yeah, even formula wise, I don't like it as a concealer, but either way, it's very, very light. So I always use this whenever I do a cut crease because I find that it works perfectly for that purpose. And so today I figured, you know what, I'm also going to use it as a base because some of these colors are pastels. I feel like they come out more when you have a light colored base laid on your eyes before, you know? So if you really want to get the most out of the matte pastels, use something like this. Like I said, Louise, whatever you have, you can totally work with these even if you don't do what I just said. I just find that if you really want these colors to pop, you're gonna get better results that way. When it comes to the shimmers, you can apply them with a brush. A wet brush always works best. I just like to apply them with my finger. It doesn't mean that a brush doesn't pick up the product. It does. It's just, I always find it more simple to apply shimmery shades with my fingers. I do it all the time, so I don't mind. But you know, if you don't want to get your hands dirty and you'd rather use a brush, you can definitely do so. But yeah, just wet your brush before. Again, you will get better payoff that way. So to summarize, would I recommend this palette? Yes, 100%, 1000%. BH Cosmetics is not an expensive brand, and honestly, based on this, they do have amazing shadows. They are pigmented. You definitely get a ton of color payoff, but you can also blend them easily. They're easy to work with and they're fun to work with. And to me, that's really the two most important things. I want to use a palette that I know I'm not gonna struggle and that I'm gonna be able to come up with a look, but I also want to have fun with it. I also want to make sure that it's just not, oh wow, blends like a dream, but then yeah, you have brown eyeshadow, you know what I mean? So yeah, really this palette is an amazing discovery. I am so glad I bought it, and I will for sure keep an eye out for other BH Cosmetics products. You can buy this on Beauty Bay. There's probably other websites, but I bought it on Beauty Bay. I think I had an offer and I didn't pay the full price for it. I will give you the info on the price somewhere here. I don't remember, to be honest, but I know what's really not expensive, especially for the quality you get. So definitely a new favorite. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. You can also subscribe because it's free, and you know, if you liked it, you're gonna see it again because I love this palette. And I will see you guys later. Bye.